River, this video is for you. I really enjoyed the sketches that you did, and you'll see in my message that in this first drafts how it seemed like the computer kind of stripped the life out of your stuff, and that happens oftentimes, and it's I know it's worrisome, but I want to share with you maybe some of the I want to elaborate on some of the suggestions that I'm making there. So I'm doing a video just for you. I'm going to place the sketch that I have in my comments, a little screenshot that you had done for this, and I'm going to do my best to show you how I would mimic this beautiful look where the edges are just, they're refined in a way, but I just love the textural quality, the roughen quality, the personality. It's just, to me, more exquisite than the current thing that's happening, which is all that mathematical perfection in Illustrator. So we have to figure out how to take this mathematical perfection in Illustrator and give it this nice roughened sort of feel. So I'm going to try to do that for you in this video. So let me zoom in a little bit, and I'm going to try to make sure these are lined up fairly well to the grid. Looks like I didn't do too bad. And I'm going to give you some tips on what I might do to make this work. Let me go into layers and lock that layer and create a new one, because I don't want this to go anywhere. And I also might screen this layer back a little bit so I can see better. Okay, so I'm going to draw, actually I'm just going to draw a nice solid square. And before I do that, let me make sure that Snap to Grid is on. And there we go. So I'm going to draw a square that kind of mimics the width of your square. I'll fill it with black and stroke it with none. And I'll also do that for the lowercase e as well. I am just so excited about the energy of those sketches. Now, for now, I'm going to turn those off so I can see these letters. Now, I'm going to draw the shapes, these basic shapes of your letters, similar to what you did. These were really nice with these little dangling serifs. I really found that to be pretty exquisite. So keep your dangling serifs. And I love how some of these curves are happening, but I know this is supposed to be a oh, what is this even called? Pardon me, I keep on forgetting the name of this project. Modular letter, but and it can start as a modular letter and keep a modular sort of look. But yeah, let's just be, I think I'd rather be inspired by this beautiful thing that you've done based off the modular system, but break a rule a little bit. So hopefully you don't mind breaking a rule. I like breaking rules successfully. I allow people to break rules as long as they're successful. So let me turn all of these things white, because that's how we have them. Oops, I got a stroke on there. White. There we go. So we filled those with white, and we've stroked them with nothing. Now, this I did not show in any of my videos. I can actually merge all these together into one shape, and I would highly recommend that for this thing that I'm going to show you how to do. How you merge these all together into one shape instead of all these different shapes is you would go to Window, and there's this thing called Pathfinder, and this third object is the Merge button, and now that creates one shape, which I think is really a nice feature. I'm going to do the same thing with the lowercase e, all one shape. Now for some magic. Now, this is hopefully something that I can do well. We'll find out. Let me turn the layer back on that has the black. I'm going to lock those for now. And I'm going to experiment with trying to roughen up the edges of this. And I want to try to make it look similar to, let me unlock this layer. I want to try to make it look similar to this sketch that you produced, because it's really, to me, I think it's so beautiful. So let me move those out of the way, turn these back on so I can kind of see this roughened edge. Add some personality back to this. So I'll roughen up the E, I'll try at least, and now I have to remember some of my tools and how to use them. We do have pucker, we do have bloat, we have scallop. These are some of the tools that we might use for this. I'd love to think that we had a special effect that could also work. Maybe if we went to effect and distort and transform, we might be able to specify how much puckering and bloating and put a preview on. So let me see what happens here. Oh, holy cow. Well, that's kind of cool, but it's not what we wanted. Well, we can see that we're getting somewhere, but not quite where I really wanted to go. Pucker will be something taken from the inside, and a bloat will go on the outside. Okay. So I'm like, well, that's nice, but that's not really what we were looking for. I'm wondering if scallop might work. Oh, that's not very good either. Let's try the pucker and bloat. You know, these are just enormous. I wonder if I can click on this and make this much, much smaller. So let me just take this down and let's decrease the detail, and we'll keep it simple. I'll hit OK. I'm going to see if I can go in here. Oh, this is going to take all day too. Gosh darn it, I really, really want to work with this. So what I'm doing here is I'm clicking and dragging in and out. Let me turn off the grid for just a second. And it's creating this roughened edge. Now this might take a while, and again I'm using the bloat tool, which if you pull and drag it puckers, and if you pull out it bloats. So I'm just clicking and dragging in and out, in and out, and now it's creating a lot of anchor points. But what I'm trying to do is make that imperfect sort of look that you had. It was just so beautiful. I might grab the pucker tool, double click on it, make it the smallest file or smallest size as well. Keep things simple, the details, I'll just leave it 2, see what happens. And I'm going to do some degrading. Now I know this might seem like it will take forever. Of course it does seem that way. But anything worth doing well is worth, I guess, spending some time. So let me deselect that, and you're like, oh my god, that is so cool. That is exactly what you had in your sketch. When I'm done with this, well, it's not exactly, but it's really close. So I just love this feel. So when I'm done with this, I'm going to also, let me turn off this E. I want to also pucker and bloat this shape, so I want to unlock it, and I'm going to use my pucker. I probably won't change the settings because, oh, that's bloat. I don't want to change the settings too much because they need to have a sense of unity. So here we are, bloating parts. We'll pucker some more parts here and there. I wonder what would happen if I just drug along the edge. Ooh, that makes it a lot easier. And just kind of, just kind of move a little bit when you're dragging along the edge. Okay, so it's taking and making this imperfect, but it's perfectly imperfect is the way I like to say it. Sometimes perfection is about imperfection. And this is putting the life back into what it was you originally pulled together here. So let's, this is going to take a little while again, but I'm going to turn this layer back on. I still need to, well, let me not lock that. I still need to, there we go. I still need to take this guy and get some of these edges altered. But boy, this is really much more exciting to look at, I think, and brings that really cool sense of roughness and rawness back to your letter forms. So for you, and so far only you, I am giving you a little bit of additional instruction, a little bit of additional tips to make your stuff really bring back that exciting personality that we saw in those sketches. So Here we go. You can kind of see it's coming right along. Let me zoom out. I might even increase the pucker and the bloat when I see your letters. This may need to be just a little bit bigger. So let me hit OK there. Let me set the pucker tool to the same. Okay, evidently pucker and bloat do the same thing. But I think that, oh wow, that's, you got to be careful about that. I think this will give you a little bit better roughage, for lack of a better term. So let's put some personality back into these, because it was so cool what you had in your sketch. And Illustrator, just using this grid to the degree with all this snapping and perfection, it's just not quite as cool looking. So in my opinion, this is probably your better set, because, or will be your better set when you can get this worked out. And I know it's going to take extra time, but it's so worth it. But I think that will be the better choice. When I look at this, there's a lot of awkward tension and balance and stuff in some of these letters. Not that I don't really respect some of what you've done here. Actually, I know you thought that little A was weird, but I kind of enjoy that one and the letter I. But there's just so much different things going on in these letters that, you know, these being solid, and then you got these three stripes. There's a lack of a sense of unity. It feels like that could be one typeface, and this could be a whole other typeface. So you have to be careful about that sense of unity. So in my opinion, you know, this is not exactly what I'm looking for, but in my opinion, what you had before in these sketches, maybe we can bring that life back. So I'll leave it up to you. It is your project, but this does look better and has a lot more personality. So I hope you consider it. Thank you, River, and I hope, again, that you come up with something that's, you know, kind of originally what your intent was. Okay, take care.